Ladies and gentlemen, you notice that hesitation. I thought I was last. To be last at a Congress like this is a real privilege, so I'm just going to steal your last spot. There's a fellow at the table here, Mitch. This conference is about patient centricity, and I'd like to just call out Mitch. Mitch has been in the business for you know how long, and I can't think of a person in our industry who has been more focused on his customer, and that's us. And you've put together a great conference, Mitch, and I'd just like to thank you. I'm proud to be a part of it. So I've got this issue around process. Process, if you're a consultant in our business, we try to make it sexy with all kinds of things. And if you wouldn't mind, I'd bring you to Six Sigma. I think this is the designers of Six Sigma had to do the better job of making process sexy than anybody I can imagine. Did anyone here know anything about Six Sigma? Show of hands. Well, you're going to be tested here. The action verbs that describe this notion of Six Sigma, could you just vote on which one do you think is representative here in the acronym? Okay, so what do we got? Oh, well, this is the best audience I've ever had, 48%. DMAIC. Ladies and gentlemen, this is pretty simple stuff. If you want to be successful in continuous improvement, Six Sigma, not UFC, but Six Sigma brings to us the notions of Kaizen, define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. So if we think we've got really great processes, this is probably something important to do. Take a look at our processes. Make sure we understand what they're there to serve. Make sure we're there to measure them and analyze and improve and control. So if you can imagine yourself implementing processes, would you vote on this question? What do you think the most common process is to support and sustain an implementation? Away you go. Well, I'm so glad you said that because I had engineered the question to produce the answer. It's coaching, of course. We're in the business, our company has been in the business for the last 25 years of supporting the development of sales managers, specifically by designing and reinforcing process. Everybody, I think, here in this room would applaud the value of coaching. If you don't do it, you don't get much retention of anything, and if you're implementing a process, everything falls apart. You put a little bit of coaching on it, and of course what happens? You impact results in all kinds of different ways. So if I asked around the room who was a big believer in coaching, I would see all hands raised. Well, we ask our customers, if you really believe in the notions of Six Sigma, pretty straightforward ideas, then, and you believe in the value of coaching in supporting the implementation of your processes, then we want to challenge you to how you're measuring it. We use 5 measures for the implementation of coaching. The first measure, who's getting it? Sorry, frequency, how much and when. So often, I don't think there's a pharma company that I've ever worked with that doesn't track how much coaching takes place, but when is it delivered? That certainly has an impact on performance. The target, who gets it and who gets more of it and at what timing? The focus, what are they coaching on? How is it delivered? And through what means is it delivered? And last, the quality of both the feedback and the action plans that are generated as a result of it. We did a survey of companies at ASTD, approximately 100 companies at ASTD, and we wanted to check to see if they believed they had effective coaching in place and take a look at what their answer was. Why don't you see if you can compare your ideas to theirs? Would you tell me what percentage of large organizations do you think have a coaching model? Ladies and gentlemen, that's not bad. Wow, take a look at this. Only 24% said they had a model that was consistently applied. The killer for us was 19% said they followed up on agreed upon action steps. The notion of completing coaching records, your industry stands out as a proven best practice, but very few still had obviously just about 1 in 4 had a system for managing coaching. The notion of measuring coaching was really not something that was widespread. If we go back to DMAIC, the first thing we need to do is identify what coaching is, and this represents a problem in the industry. We look at coaching as a series of behaviors that happen across a continuum. This is one of the problems why the survey results, in my view, were so poor. Most organizations have not effectively, in our view, defined what coaching is for their employee. Their employee doesn't know that every time they're talking with a manager, the manager perceives themselves to be delivering coaching. So you do a survey of managers, they say, we're doing tons of coaching and it's having an impact. You do a survey of employees and they say, what coaching? You mean when I asked him what the question, it's confused. We take a look at it and we say if there's coaching that's happening, coaching can happen on an informal basis and a formal basis. We don't expect anybody to track the informal stuff. There's lots of it that takes place. But we do think our customers benefit from tracking very specific formal coaching interventions, those that are documented. Things like annual reviews and quarterly reviews, most particularly, most effectively, the monthly assessments and the ongoing engagement through involvement directly in the field. As consultants, we try and bring sexy tools to play. And these sexy tools sometimes can help us camouflage the discipline required to implementing the process, execution for our clients. You've seen these. I'm sure many of your organizations have these. Our business is being built on these notions of supplying tools that provide for some platform for sustainment of coaching. So, it's the obvious question. If you believe in coaching, tell me. Answer the question. If you could make more time for it, how would you know it's working? Go ahead. A well-engineered question producing the answer I wanted. The pitch here is for coaching as the primary mode of sustainment in your process. It's not a sexy topic. We tried to make it sexy with the sophisticated questions. But it's what's necessary in driving change. So thank you again, Mitch, for having me.